Hey folks, it's Chris Elmore here. Thanks for engaging me in this extra special, additional content from the book. Check back because I'll be changing this every once in a while. But hey, this section is one of my favorites. Now, first of all, I'm coming live, not really, I'm from Houston, Texas. This broadcast is from Houston, Texas. See the mean streets of Houston right down there? And you see what kind of glamorous accommodations that I have a beautiful shot of the parking deck. And I wanted to talk with you about classic closes. So I went in 1994 to Tom Hopkins boot camp training. You can look it up. It's a remarkable thing. And the big thing was I was this young kid just right out of Boone, North Carolina, trying to make my way in selling. And I took this course from Tom Hopkins boot camp training. And what he did, and a big part of his show and shtick, if you may, was getting you to memorize things. So he had us memorize the Champion's Creed. I can't double air quote because I'm holding on to the phone. Okay, the Champion's Creed. Are you ready for this thing? It goes exactly like this. Now remember, this was solid 25 years ago. I am not judged by the number of times I fail, but by the number of times I succeed, which is in direct proportion to the number of times I can fail, but keep trying. So he had us read that out of the book, and there were hundreds of people there, and we all repeated it kind of over and over again. And obviously I've memorized it because what I did is during the break, I did exactly what he wanted me to do, which was to buy his tapes. Now he also had, and in the course, he also had a section where he helped us with closing. And he had a couple of basically old school closes that I was going to go through with you today. One of them was called the I want to think it over close. And he said, if someone says, I want to think it over, all you have to do is repeat these words. Obviously, you wouldn't want to think it over unless you were completely serious. This is what he had us memorize. Obviously, you wouldn't want to think it over unless you were completely serious, right? And he said the good news about that is that when you say that, the customer is going to feel like they're off the hook and they're going to agree with that. It's very manipulative. And then what he said after that was, obviously you don't want to think it over unless you're completely serious, but just so I understand, what phase of the opportunity is it that you want to think it over? Is it the fact that you'll be receiving $10 billion worth of great investments? So you're supposed to say something completely ridiculous that they can't say no to. Is it the fact that you'll get 24/7 service whenever you need this service? You can just snap your fingers and people would help you? And then he said you had to become quite an actor or an actress and say, is it the money? And you just kind of nod your head a little bit, pace the customer. Is it the money? Does it cost too much? About how much too much do you believe that it is? That's isolating. If it's $1,000, well, we're only wanting to pay $500. And then you do the last part of the close, which is called the reduction to the ridiculous. $500 a month. Should you say no to $500 a month? If it comes right down to it, $500 a month is a cup of coffee a day. Would you give up a cup of coffee today? Would you give up a cup of coffee a day to make sure that your family is safe and secure? With a little tear in your eye. That's an old school close right there. Hey, thanks for reading the book and being interactive. Like I said, check back. I'll change this and I'll probably become a lot higher production value, or maybe move out of the loft in Houston, Texas to do my recordings. But check back, we'll have new content, and happy selling.